Like now we're going to be giving you guys this thing that we've only been really giving to major labels that pay us a bunch of money.
Yeah.
It's stupid because of course they have partnerships with the labels, right?
Yeah.
Like they're a DSP, that's their whole job. They license the music from the publishers. Like that's how the whole game works.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny, like, oh, now we're going to allow you little peons to pay us like directly.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. Like,
You're going to have the honor to pay.
yeah, don't give that as like that's a feature. The Radium Podcast, episode 89. Back in action. Mucho gusto. Me llamo Brad Lee. I'm hornier than Ron Jeremy. I think you guys know the line, and that is my new tagline.
Oh my God, man, you're on fire today. What?
I haven't been drinking. It's only like 3 o'clock.
It's the stash. It's the stash that was that to him.
It's the stash. It's always the stash.
Oh my God. What's up with you today, Brad?
Man, you know, I've just been making records and you know, I had a guitar session yesterday with Marco.
Oh yeah, Marquito
Mas. And yeah, guitar sessions like blow your ears out.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
You get done and you're like, why is my left ear ringing so hard?
Oh man. Mainly if you record yourself and you like use those headphones that are like noise canceling, so you just can hear yourself the whole night, and you spend like, oh man, this is perfect. And then when take them off, it's not noise canceling. It's just lost your hearing completely.
Literally, it's just ear bleeding, like someone's jamming your ear with a knife.
Yeah,
like that's the problem. Like you record guitars, like you're always trying to like get them to be like cutty and like have great tone, but then also not like cut your face off. You know, so it's like that's the hard balance. That's why tubes are so important, you know?
Yeah.
Like they soften out all the top shit.
Yeah, and they sound great too. I mean, I'm not a guitar specialist. Guitar is my first instrument, but you know, like
you just play one on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a guitar specialist. I just play one on TV.
Oh man, but yeah, you know, just changing the subject completely. I wanted to talk about like I just watched yesterday the stream on Spotify. You know, it's basically their Apple event. They're doing like all those big companies. They're doing
the DSP.
Their event now, right?
Here's our new thing, our new products.
Yeah, so
Spotify's going crazy.
They're going insane, man. They just announced like 8 new things for this year, which I'm pretty excited about some of them.
Let's hear about them. I haven't heard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
One of them is the Marquee tool. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So the Marquee, I don't know if you know, like whenever you open your phone on Spotify, sometimes pops up like a suggestion. Hey, Justin Bieber just released a new
like
album.
the ad banner at the top.
So they're
the Marquee.
Exactly.
They're
So basically,
cute.
they're doing they're gonna make that available for more labels in the future in a very soon future. They're gonna do for everybody. So
good.
We're gonna have ads on Spotify, guys. So I mean,
it's kind of interesting though, because like it's really like before Spotify decided to announce that, they have to like come at it from a nice PR position, right? Like now we're going to be giving you guys this thing that we've only been really giving to major labels that pay us a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But it's stupid because of course they have partnerships with the labels, right?
Yeah.
Like they're a DSP, that's their whole job. They license the music from the publishers. Like that's how the whole game works.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny, like, oh, now we're going to allow you little peons to pay us like directly.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. Like,
you're gonna have the honor to pay.
Yeah, don't give that as like that's a feature. Like, you know, the thing about these companies, man, like that just fucking pisses me off. No, it really does. It frustrates me so much is that they think they just own and dominate everything and everyone.
Yeah.
And they're going to have like these rude awakenings. Even the DSPs, they're going to have rude awakenings because you already have people that can run ads from their phone. They can spend whatever they want to buy whatever attention they want from Facebook, where you can get conversions down to pennies.
Pennies, yeah.
And then you're going to be like, oh, we're Spotify. So we're going to allow you guys to like give us some money and like fuck you. Just like $100 isn't going to get that much reach. Like, give us like thousands of dollars of your money, and we're going to give you like 0.00000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On your royalties. So all you have to do is just release music every fucking day.
Yeah.
And make sure it kicks ass. Like, it's amazing. So that our editorial will find your music. Like, get out of here. It's just, it's a big racket.
Yeah, it is.
Straight up, it's a racket.
And the second thing that caught my attention was this thing called clips, which is basically stories. So now they're pushing the video inside of Spotify. I mean, since Joe Rogan was signed by Spotify, I think they're starting putting more visuals, like with the Canva stuff, and now they're gonna have this clips thing, which is basically allowing artists to have stories on Spotify. So they're becoming, like, little by little a music social media in my conception.
Yeah, it needs to happen.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Spotify's always been the most social media oriented DSP.
Yeah, with the follows,
likes, artist pick, artist playlists, making playlists. The issue is that they have all these regulations, or they like to act like they have regulations where they don't allow this and that, and then they only chop down on certain people, and that also is frustrating because why are you guys picking? Oh, these guys bought their stream, so we're taking down these 700,000 songs.
Yeah.
But what about the other billions of songs from major artists?
I mean, come on.
Major artists that are payola-ing and doing botted streams. It's fucking stupid. It's the thing that I just hate about that is it's an elitist system, right?
Yeah.
It's like we own the distribution, and the common person who loves fucking Drake, like you go to the lowest common denominator in the music industry, right? And I don't want this to be like a bashing podcast that's like super negative.
Yeah.
But like, people just don't understand how it works, so they just keep feeding the system, right? It's like you go to the lowest common denominator of human being, right? And what are they streaming, right? That's all they think about. And then people start making records for the lowest common denominator of human. Yeah. But then the DSPs jump into that battle, and they pour fire on that, like gas on that. They go, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Yeah, we won't knock that guy off because he's getting a bunch of streams from the lowest common denominator person. But about you that's starting to try to start that independent label, you're gonna have to pay $100,000 a year to get your marketing, get your marquee posted up there, and if you do any botted streaming, we're taking your songs down. But if you're from Sony or Warner or anything like that, like, that's fine. You guys can bot it. We're in business together.
Yeah.
I hate that concept. I hate that idea. It's like the big guy bullying around the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're bringing us this much money, you can do whatever you want,
Now, even if you start paying attention to like big playlists on Spotify, you can notice that there are songs that keep their position for a long time.
Facts.
Like, I follow this playlist on purpose, which is called Mint, and it's basically like all the latest pop electronic music.
It's like an editorial.
Yeah, editorial.
Spotify,
Yeah, and I've seen this track probably for 6 to 8 weeks on the top. Like, the very first song is that one all the time. And I wonder, like, wait a minute, they're not changing that? Like, it's supposed to be updated each week, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
How does that work, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because this song is just so good.
Yeah. Like,
it's our algorithm just because people are listening to it. Of course they're fucking listening to it.
Yeah, and
it's on the top of a playlist that's massive for the genre.
Universal music in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Gotcha.
And that's the frustrating part. It's like, the DSPs, as much as they want to be like, yeah, we're making all these great things for you guys, for you little babies out there that are getting, 10,000 streams, and you're so excited. Keep going. Get to 12,000, and then you'll get paid $5. Like, that kind of bullshit needs to stop. Like, if the music's good, the algorithm should be so good, because you guys brag about how good your algorithms are. If people are liking it and their save rate is 50%, 40%, people are saving the song, 40% of listeners are actually saving, reposting, doing all this stuff. Your algorithm should be sophisticated enough to push it out to more people like those people.
Yeah.
Just like the Facebook ad algorithm. Like, what's the deal? You guys have just as much data collected. That's the thing that's frustrating to me. But, you know, like, then it's like, oh, you can't, you know, you see these little cute videos for Spotify that they put together with their ad team. You know, you can't pay to be on a playlist. And it's like, bullshit. Everyone pays to be on a playlist.
Hey, come on.
Give me a fucking break.
No, this 3-month thing, that was like,
it's a joke.
The big ass artists. So Khaled, Billie Eilish,
of course it is.
Was there.
Cosign. Like, oh, they're not getting paid, right?
No. Could you imagine? Like, no, they don't work with the artists. Come on, man.
Not at all. This is just all about organic algorithms.
But you know, there's some good features that I think it's not even a feature. Is the way they present to you, it makes you believe that it's something. As you said, you know, like
I hate it. I hate it. It's like
the hi-fi
you
thing.
should get it. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. Hi-fi.
They just announced hi-fi right now.
So, hi-fi.
So now
audio
you can
streaming?
upload lossless music.
That's cool. I like that.
It's cool, but Tidal, right? Like fucking copying.
But they're not charging more, are they?
I'm not sure. It's premium. It's
See what I'm saying?
Premium users.
But for premium users, like, maybe they're planning a new charge rate, right? Like they're gonna up the charge rate.
Maybe.
Yeah, they probably have to, just if they want to keep making money.
Yeah, they've been doing the same value. I mean, same price range for a while now. I've been paying the same thing like for a couple of years.
So yeah, exactly. So I think they're planning on upping the rate.
Yeah.
Just like when you're the person that rents you your house or your apartment, they're like, yeah, when you move out, we're going to renovate the place, renovate it.
Yeah, they paint white.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, put a bunch of like shitty IKEA stuff in there and then be like, yeah, so now it's $1,000 more a month.
Yeah.
LA's crazy like that.
Yeah, I know.
They really do that. But yeah, man, like the Spotify thing, like, I guess like my whole thing is I'm just not sold on like, oh, here's all these features, check all this shit out.
No, yeah.
You know, but I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't use the features, like, because listen, like, it's like any. It's like anything.
Spotify. You're pretty good in Spotify these days.
It's like
how many streams do you have now?
Like a 1.03 million or some shit.
This guy. I just reached 10,000 streams today. Oh, with our song.
Yeah, but dude, that's my whole point, though.
Yeah.
Is like that's how Spotify works. It works off of, you know, just fucking payola.
Yeah.
Like straight up. You know, and like at the end of the day, it's like you act like, you know, oh, you can't pay to be on a Spotify playlist. Okay. So then how the fuck does a Spotify playlist grow organically? How do you make a cool Spotify playlist? And like every example that Spotify will give you is, well, you know, you're just a really hot artist like DJ Khaled and you make a playlist and people are going to like it. They're going to follow it. Like, yeah, okay. So is this only for big artists and big DJs and big curators? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, why? Why can't the little guy, you know, pay for ads to drive traffic to their playlist and then charge people to put shit on? Yeah. Like, why does that go against your user? Like, why is that a problem for you?
Yeah.
Oh, because you want to keep the little guy down. You want to push the little fucking guy down. You want to put your hand on his face and you want to say, you can't buy Spotify playlists and you can't have anyone offer you that service. But, you know, DJ Khaled, you know, he can do whatever he wants. And, you know, we'll push his playlist and we'll make sure that they get billions of streams and they get paid for it. Because the payments go to the labels. Yeah. And the labels distribute those funds out to their artists. And that's exactly why we got into this whole issue with black box money, right?
Yeah.
And the Music Modernization Act and going, hey guys, you got a bunch of unclaimed royalties? You think those are yours? You think those are yours? DSPs, Mr. Tech Company, you know? And they get pissed about that because, and we should be continually pushing this stuff. We shouldn't be sitting back and going like, man, I just love fucking making music, bro. And not being able to pay our rent. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous thing that's happening in music.
Yeah.
And you know what caused all of it was disruption through Napster and people downloading shit for free. And the fact that these huge corporations came in and they capitalized on that idea.
Yeah. Yeah. The cultural
habits
that we created since then, it's
absolutely, we did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people did this. And this is why I say it always goes back to the lowest common denominator of human.
Yeah.
Because the lowest common denominator of human has all the time in their hands to go and steal shit. They can go steal music all day long, never listen to any of it, and jump into the Napster pool and be like, fuck yeah, bro, I'm downloading all this shit, and I don't care about it.
And that's just feedbacks to the creatives, right? So
of course.
You've seen all those kids like fucking cracking plugins because they don't have income coming, you know.
And then they're expecting royalties.
Exactly. So
like your whole system is cracked, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and not only that, like I think at the end of the day, the music industry is filled with everybody not wanting to spend or invest anything into anything, but they're wanting returns on everything.
Yeah.
And the fact that the DSPs and the content providers, right? The people that are literally just like, you know, setting up the mediary, right? Because I could put out a song and I could say, hey, go to my website, download it for $1, you know? And you can do that. I can run that business.
If you sell 100, it's more than 1 million streams on Spotify.
Exactly. I can sell 100 of those at $1, you know, and it's like not more than 1 million streams, but it was good though. I like that. But here's the thing. Like if I do that, I'm capping myself because they know they own the distribution. And they know that the music supervisors, the music managers, that everybody else that could go and give you new opportunities for your music is not going to go to your website and download your fucking song for $1.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to go search you out. They're going to find you in a playlist.
Yeah. Hey man, this week we had a tip of the day talking about like skills that producers, musicians, music makers needs to have despite of their creatives, you know, like music capacities. What do you think like it's the next wave? Not even next wave, but what do you think music creatives, music makers need to pay attention from now on other than making good music?
Right. Well, because, you know, making good music is a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of like, I'm going to get into the carpentry business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to work with wood, but I'm going to start my own business and we're going to do carpentry. Like, no, you have to know how to work on wood. That's the first thing, right? So, you know, the first thing I would say with outside of the music is that you got to be realistic with yourself and where you're at with your music. Mm-hmm. Like, are you at a hobbyist level? Or are you at a professional level?
Interesting.
And like, where are you within that spectrum? Because of course, nowadays it's 2021, right?
Yeah.
Like you could be, here's hobbyist, here's professional level, right? And you can have something like within this range that just pops off.
Yeah.
And you don't know why. You don't know why. It's just because we're humans, right? It's art. So like I accidentally made a fucking hit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
So many.
It happens a lot. Especially nowadays, like with kids just popping beats out, you know, and some artist gets on it or some indie artist gets on it and gets discovered, you know, like that 24K, 24 Golden, you know, that kid and, you know, all these kids, they're just popping off. I don't know where they're going to go from here. I don't know where they'll be in a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be around, but they're popping off right now because they have a sound that people like, right?
Yeah.
And I think getting really good at upping your taste level, like go read some books, go to art shows, like get into some culture, you know what I mean? Like you want to be around with music, like you can't just be chasing the Drakes and the 24K Golden and like whoever's hot right now. Like we talk about this all the time, but it's like at the end of the day, that's what people are doing to try to make the next thing, and it's stupid. It's like literally, it's like looking at what's the hottest show right now, right? And going into Netflix and being like, yeah, so you got this show, I got this show that I'm going to pitch you that's just like it. And they're like, bro, that was made years ago. It just came out, but we started production on that years and years and years ago.
Like the Queen's Gambit?
Yeah, it's not fresh.
The hottest thing. It took 10 years to make.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, so you come to Netflix with like, I got an idea just like Queen's Gambit. They're going to be like, that took us 10 years, this much money. Like, it better be way better, like a different concept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a viewership for that, but wouldn't they just do season 2?
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to do a Drake-like or a 24K Golden when they can just do the next record? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not sold on that idea. So I think people need to find taste outside of the music, right? Mm-hmm. Like, where's your taste at, bro? Like, you know, like, is it with clothing and like shoes? Is it with jewelry? Is it with painting, sculpturing?
Yeah.
Is it with aesthetics, interior design? Is it like, what is it? Like, it's got to be something outside of music, because if your taste level is only at music, you're just never going to be a good musician. I promise you. You might have a good song. You might make a good song on accident. You might write a good song, but like making records and crafting records is about taste.
Yeah. And I think also it comes back to the industry bad practices and how we perceive and how we are selling the idea of being musician and producers and music makers. Like, you see all those kids popping up and, you know, showing everybody that it's easy to pop up. And, which, you know, it's not true at all. Like, they got lucky. Most of them got lucky. Yeah,
and some of them worked their asses off, and they've been at it. They've been at it for years and years. And they try to make it look like they just made one song and they popped off.
And again, that's a bad practice. I would never do that because I know how much work it's necessary just to do that. But you know, so we keep feeding this idea, which it's not true at all. And what we have to have in mind is, being an artist is just live. You have to live your experiences.
Go get experiences for sure.
You know, go to an art or
go
exposition, travel, museum. You know, fall in love and break your heart and talking about that. So, I mean, if you see the biggest, like Billie Eilish, she was just talking about her depression and her episodes, you know,
just life, man.
Her life. It's basically that's why we get so touched by it, because it's true.
100%, dude. Like you hit the nail right square on the head, because at the end of the day, this is what I got. I'm doing music reviews every Wednesday and Saturday on YouTube, right here on YouTube, and they're live.
I did one,
and you did one, and you notice this, right? Is like, people will upload stuff to get reviewed that is like, you put none of yourself into this.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea why you made a copycat of this one song, or like why you got the auto-tune cranked up and you're rapping like it's 2015, like your Ja Rule, bro. Like, I have no idea where that's coming from. And it probably has nothing to do with your life and any of your experiences. Why are you making this music? Right? And it's like, dude, 100%. We talked about this the other day. Beethoven wasn't even accredited for writing an original piece of music until he was 31 years old.
That's crazy.
This is someone that people were like, yo,
I'm not that old yet.
I'm not that old either. But why are you laughing?
He's lying.
So think about this, though. Someone that was looked at as a prodigy, they're like, absolute incredible genius, musical genius, right? But not for his compositions. Okay? Up until he was 31 years old, did people actually say, that's an original piece of work from you, Beethoven? Right? So think about this. For 30, like what did he was like playing since he was like 5, 6 years old, right? Yeah, his dad was training him violin, all this shit. So think about that. He had all these years. He got really good on the harpsichord, right? He was renowned for that. Great. He was a renowned arranger of other people's works, but never was he said like, that's an original piece of work until he was 31 years old. Was he accredited as, that's your composition, you are a composer. Now think about today.
Wow.
Kid drops 50, 24K golden type beats. See what I'm saying? Some other kid or full-grown adult, because I'm going to stop saying kid because it just like makes me look old, right? But
plus the tash.
Some other person jumps on it, raps on it, just like 24K Golden or Ian Dior or name whoever the fuck is hot right now, because it doesn't fucking matter, and that's the truth. You just pick a card, any card, whoever's on the top of the Spotify playlist, whoever just got signed, I don't give a shit. Nobody cares, by the way, unless you're like a 13-year-old boy that is making beats and that's your dream, right? So like you're sitting around going like, oh, I worship these kids. Like, then no, you don't. I promise you don't. So they do that. And then they put out a track and it goes platinum. Like that's a big deal. You sold 1 million records. Oh my God. You know how much, that doesn't even generate that much money for everybody.
It doesn't.
Who makes that money?
And they have like 10% of that.
Yeah, maybe, dude, maybe. After fees, paying back your advance that you got, all that stuff. Like, it's broke ass shit. It's broke ass shit. And you can hear Russ talk about this all the time, right?
Yeah.
That's a guy that lives it, right? He's like, oh, I'm making this money and I'm independent. And y'all are all broke. And that's sad. But I don't care about that. I care about the fact that like none of the music was even original. None of the music, none of the ideas, none of it was anywhere near original. And I don't see any art in that. I see you copied something, you took something and rearranged other people's works, and then you went platinum for it. Big fucking deal. The only reason you're anywhere hot is because you had a marketing, PR, you had people behind you branding you up and going, you know what?
Facts.
You know what's really interesting about you? You know what we should accentuate about this artist? That sucks. You're a microwavable, like, baby you got printed out of a Barbie shop.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of that idea in art, you know?
That's
Whatever
crazy.
happened to the Nirvanas? Whatever happened to the Kurt Cobains? What happened to the Bradley Knowles? You know? Like, whatever happened to fucking, you know, even Foo Fighters, David Grohl? Like, you know, they just released a new album, but it's like, no one's going to give a shit. Oh, it's an old guy. He's an old rock guy. We don't care.
Yeah.
We want to be just like every other, you know, little kid out there that's popping off. It's just sad. I'm just kind of tired of it. And, you know, I digress, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's like, go get your money. Go get your money. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
Have your couple years of success. Get it. Go get it. I'm encouraging it.
Yeah.
But also, when you're getting that success and you're making that money and you're getting popping off, that's when you start to go, okay, how can I recreate myself? How can I actually become my own artist? Right?
So important.
How can I find my sound? Now that I have some success, how do I leverage that and get, you know, my own sound together? Not arrangements of other people's tracks and all this other, you know, just chasing whatever's hot. Like, how do I make the trends?
And impact the community.
How do you impact the actual? Yeah, exactly.
You know, because it's easy.
How do you
to be,
shift culture?
Exactly. That's who you want to be at the end
Facts.
of the day. Like someone that shift the culture, positively.
Tyler, the creator.
Industry. Exactly. He's like
Shift the culture, bro.
Chance the rapper, like all those guys, like.
I wouldn't even say Chance really shift the culture.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't.
I mean, think
shift,
about it in
but-
dance music.
Yeah.
Who shift the culture in dance music?
Oh man,
Daft Punk.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sad.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you have certain people that do something and then everybody chases it.
Yeah.
And they just do it unapologetically. They're not going like, oh, this is what's hot. I'm going to do this thing and then I'm going to chase this type track and I'm going to rearrange other people's works. No, they go like, I'm going to take a couple elements from that and that and that and that and my experiences and my life and I'm going to make my own sound. I'm going to do this thing and hopefully people like it. Do you dig it? You like it? Hey, we're going to put robot helmets on. And then what do you get? You get Spawn Off, Dead Mouse. You get, you know, I don't know
Marshmallow
how many. Marshmallow. You get all these people that chase it, right? But they're never going to be known as like the trendsetters.
No,
they're going to be known as like, yeah, that guy was dope and he make good music. But, you know, like you can hear all their influences.
Yeah.
Like where you always find like the root and then it goes like 10 years of copycat and then you find a new root.
Yeah.
And then 10 years of copycat.
Well, but yeah, Brad, I think it's turning into a rant podcast, this one.
That's good. I like ranting.
But yeah, I think that's it for today, huh? Because we're running out of time, I think.
Yeah, I don't like to have like a you know, hour-long rant podcast.
Yeah.
But you know, like
not.
the point of everything in music and art is to be an artist.
Yeah.
If you're a producer, you're an artist. If you're a rapper, you're an artist. If you're a singer, you're an artist.
Definitely.
If you play guitar, you're an artist. If you program drums, do it artfully. Like, you know, if you're digitally manipulating sound with, you know, MIDI and drawing in notes, do it artfully with taste.
Yes.
You know, and with your sound and with your feel.
Yeah, exactly.
With intention. Like, you know, listening to references and like just copying a reference, like anybody can do that.
Yeah.
And I promise you, once you get into using a computer for 3 to 5 years making music, anybody can copy your sound. If you sent me a beat right now, I could copy it. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it'll be close enough to people go like, hey, I'd rather just do that one if it's free. You know?
Exactly.
So you got to be really careful with this stuff. And find your own thing. If you don't like being an artist, like creating new things out of thin air and out of your experiences, then you just aren't made for music or arts. You're not made for it. You don't really like it. You maybe just like learning about, you know, processes and like manipulating sound or something.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's my biggest like piece of advice, I guess. So anyway, that is it. That is everything. I'm pissed today. I'm frustrated. Nah, at the end of the day, it's all fun and games, you guys. Like music, you don't get into music to be serious.
Yeah.
You get into music because you want to be able to screw around and, you know, be dumb and play guitar and, you know, have a dream of being a rock star. Like,
yeah,
that's it right there. What do rock stars do? Whatever the fuck they want, dude. Right? So that's the whole point. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's episode 89. Go follow Will Martins at Will Martins Music on IG. And
yeah, go follow this guy, Braley HD, on everywhere. You can find him on.
Yeah, dude. I'm everywhere.
On X videos.
Everywhere you want to be. You can find me on redtube.com.
He's under Tash Uncle.
Find me on
69.
Pornhub. Man, whatever, dude. I love the stash. You know, the thing is, like, I just grew it because, like, for 25, 28 years, I couldn't grow one.
Really?
Sure.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, you know, like...
I don't have any, like, side beard.
Yeah, there's always, like, the disconnect, you know? So it's like, I can do a stash because, like, if it disconnects here, it just looks stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Guys, think about this, you know? And obviously, most of our viewership is probably just dudes.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of female would want to sit through this?
Sweaty dudes.
What kind of female would want to sit through this?
I mean...
Like, think about that. Hey,
probably
if you're a
mom.
female watching this or listening to this, you're awesome.
Probably my mom is watching, my girlfriend.
You're right. My mom probably watches this
Not
too.
even your fiance is watching this.
No.
No way.
No, absolutely
she
not.
She would never watch this.
Why would she watch this? She has to put up with me all the time. Kidding me, bro? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel so you guys can get pinged and you can be a part of the Wednesday and Saturday live music reviews. If you do make music, you should be getting music reviews as much as possible. Getting in front of peers, getting in front of people that are going to go, that sucks! Or, dude, this is really dope. I love the vocal melody, right? You know, like, you got to get in front of people.
Yeah.
That way you got a little test market. I was talking about this with you earlier today, too, right? Is, you know, movies... Or no, I was talking to someone else. I'm sorry. Hey. But movies, you know, when I worked on the Lego movie, when I worked on Thor Ragnarok, when I worked on, you know, all these big movies, they will literally spend another $50 million to recut the film if it tests bad.
Wow.
Right? So it's almost done. It's all put together. The story's there. Everything's there. And they go show the Lego movie to a crowd. And the crowd goes, didn't test very well. What do? They literally recut the whole thing. And with animation, just think about that.
Wow. It's months of work.
Massive. And we got to rewrite music. So so just think about that when you want to put out a song and you haven't showed anybody the song or gotten any reviews or feedback. Like, you're fucking yourself, right? So anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's it. It's a wrap.